has absolutely been through it. Being honest, I can't remember when I first played it and what the sound was, but I can tell you what I heard today. The initial sound was just as if the gain had been turned up on the instrument. Meaning, so there's a difference between gain and volume. Volume is purely how loud, and gain is just how present a sound is. So like you can put a pillow over your face and talk into the pillow, or you can take that pillow off, and the volume will in general stay the same, but it's more of the clarity and the presence of the sound. So it was like the gain was turned up to like 18, which is ridiculously high. Or if you're a GarageBand user, it was like turned up to like 40. So it was very, very, very present. You could hear it absolutely. And so we did a lot of adjustments to it because we really wanted to turn that gain down with while just preserving the overall ringiness and the quality. And after a couple of tries, John was able to get it sounding like a violin again. So it's this instrument definitely has a very powerful sound, really wants to be heard, which I think is fantastic if you play by yourself or if you are playing in a smaller group. But there are a lot of lovely overtones in this instrument as well, especially on the lower end. The lower end is a tiny bit warmer and the upper end is a tiny bit brighter. So it has a very fascinating gradient from low to high, from warm to bright. So just to give you a little inkling on what the low end sounds like. I especially love hearing some of the double stops on this one. It's like a cup of just really comforting, well, I've never had a pumpkin spice latte, so it's just like a cup of very comforting fall tea, like a drink that you drink in the fall. So the low end is just, it's really lovely and warm and just, yeah, I don't know. It's what I imagine pumpkin spice or chai to taste like. Or to sound like, sorry, not that I'm tasting the instrument, but that's what I'm imagining that they sound like on the instrument. Can you believe that the sound was brought down to this? Like, It was so loud earlier, and even now it's still like it's still very present and very loud, but it was just crazy how loud it was before. Like if I were using this instrument to perform, like I probably wouldn't even use a pickup. I'd just play and the whole crowd could hear me. Maybe not that extreme, but that's kind of what it feels like. It's so like powerful and loud. The instrument feels very good in the hand. Very like I really enjoy the shape of the neck. It feels easy to shift, easy to move around. And if there's any discomfort with holding the instrument, make sure you change your shoulder rest or your chin rest, or why not both? But that will help the comfortability of holding the instrument. I'm pretty picky about my chin rests, and I'm extremely picky about my shoulder rests. It took me 3 months to find the setup on my viola because I was just experimenting because I couldn't find just the perfect setup, but I finally have it. And so make sure that, if you're playing an instrument and it feels kind of wonky, change your chin rest, change your shoulder rest, add little, pads to your shoulder rest to make it more comfortable or more stable, but that can easily be adjusted. Don't quote me on that piece. I haven't officially played it, but I wanted to demonstrate some of these very extroverted upper register. It's just such a clear, pure, very direct tone. We'll speak out. You can warm it up with the bow a little bit with some, bow technique and relaxing your wrist a little bit, changing the contact point. But overall, it just, the upper register really, really speaks out. You really don't have to work to get a strong sound out. So overall, this is a very interesting, multifaceted instrument with its, capability of going from warm to hot, but more warm to direct. And it just has a ton of different sounds on this one. It's like those painter palettes that you see in Michael's or in Hobby Lobby, where you open up the box and it has acrylics, it has watercolors, it just has all this stuff in the box. And so I think that's what this instrument has. And so you can really play around with it to adjust it and to see what kind of sound that you want to lean more towards, or if you like having that warm to hot contrast, then I think that's perfectly fine. But yeah, y'all should come check this one out.
Wonderful demo, Catherine. We'll leave it like this for a while. If it doesn't sell, we may try some different strings on there. These are the John Pierce strings, so they get kind of the best of the metal string sound, as well as a little bit of a synthetic string. So I think that metal sound may be coming through. So we may try something a little more subdued, like dominance or more of a gut string next time. But I know that there are violins for every type of person out there. So there may be somebody, that maybe you actually watching this, that wants this powerful upper registry, and that is exactly what you need. So we're going to keep it out there, and this might be your violin that found you. So again, thank you, Catherine, and thank you, online friends. Play on.